Well, this time last week, I was getting the latest for you on the sheer hell that was developing from floodwaters in Western Sydney and the mid-north coast of New South Wales. The clean-up will continue, of course, this week, but we've only seen and heard a tiny snippet of what really went on under that teeming rain and in those fast-flowing currents. What did emerge, though, when the rain stopped across the Nepean and Hawkesbury floodplains was the realisation that so many buildings, properties, sheds, animal enclosures had been built illegally. 17.3 metres above sea level is the official development clearance in that part of Sydney. But with the population growth in the basin, the rules have simply been trashed. And is it any wonder why so many lost their homes? More needs to be done to police who's building structures on these floodplains and even buy back some of those which are under that 17.3 metre flood level. A buyback system actually exists. Then there's been this procrastination on raising the walls of Warragamba Dam. Here is a Water New South Wales Community Update brochure from 2018. Despite all the garbage argued by loudmouth greenies in recent years over how devastating it would be to raise the dam walls, it was put simply in this brochure what was at stake. 0.5% of the total area of the Blue Mountains, 500 hectares. That's what would have been sacrificed to save the area from moderate to heavy flooding. This was on the basis of the walls being raised by 14 metres. And what did the Greenies argue? Oh no, it wasn't 14. They really wanted it 17 metres. And that would remove Indigenous sites and kill so much fauna and flora. That was the argument. In fact, they argued that because the dam level would only occasionally reach these levels, occasionally threatened bird life would be in peril as well. Can I say two things? One, the plan was for 14. It was selected at 14 so that these sites and the wildlife would not be negatively impacted. And two, birds can fly. Yes, they go to a higher vantage point when water levels rise, occasionally. Now, none of this would prevent a flood of the magnitude of what we saw during the week. But every 20 years, in moderate flooding periods, those higher walls would save the region. But again, Greenies are absolutists, as we know. They like putting human lives second to the possible adverse impact on a minuscule section of bushland, 500 hectares. But you know the other reason why this was never undertaken as it was hoped to have been done in 2019? Because green-tinged MPs in the New South Wales Parliament believed the paleontologist. They believed Tim Flannery when in 2007 he said this.
Even the rain that falls isn't actually going to fill our dams and our river system.
Warragamba has spilled 3 times since he said that. 3 times. How about we ignore the doomsayers and get on with taking practical measures to prevent flooding disasters?